We welcome you to Houston, Texas. I'm Matt Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, from the land of the space program, we're ready for takeoff.
That's right, and they're letting those threes fly from everywhere on the court. Let's see if this team can win a third championship.
Ready to go here from Toyota Center. Let's gear up for the opening tip. Washington begins the game with the basketball. Wall to Beal. Here comes the screen. Beal to Howard. And he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
Ed, it is the new age triple threat. It does two things. Number one, it creates distance in a hurry. Number two, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is the difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of his shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that.
Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967, was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston, we have a problem? All of that associated with space? Who knew?
Are you saying that because Carmelo Anthony's in town?
No, Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Wall into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Beal. And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. It's Harden. Brings the ball up. To Paul. They work it to Capella. Down low. Knocked loose. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. It stays with Houston. Harden. Paul against the former #1 pick. Going to mark. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Knocked loose. Markieff Morris matched up with P.J. Tucker. Paul into the front court. They trail by 1. Into the front court comes Wall. He'll run the offense. To Beal. Fires the three.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First one goes down. Second and 3 is good.
For the Houston Rockets, number 42, Nene.
3 for 3. Nice. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. To P.J. Tucker. Takes stock of the floor. Harden, guarded by Beal. Now a drive, but the shot won't fall. Wall across the timeline. They lead it. 4-point game. Here comes the screen. Wall, guarded by Ennis. Harden. That pass stolen by the Wizards. To Wall. From the painted area, won't go down. Knight into the front court. Down 4. Now a steal by Washington. Trevor Ariza here against Knight. Won't go. Wall with it up top. Leads 4. Oh, he got a piece of it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Harden. Tucker guarded by Ariza. To Harden. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. James Harden missed his first. That one goes. Can only imagine how frustrating that is to stop.
It's beyond an arduous task for the defender. I'm getting frustrated even talking about it. Let me tell you 2 reasons why. Number 1, he's been top 5 in the league since the 2012-13 season in free throws attempted per game. That's pretty impressive. Will make any defender hesitant. And number 2, whenever the league implements a rule about you called the Harden rule for his knack for drawing cheap fouls, that's going to make any defender have a difficult time guarding Mr. Harden.
New blood coming in for both sides.
Houston, number 10, Eric Gordon.
Wall matched up with Carter Williams.
Washington Wizards, number 22, Otto Porter.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
To P.J. Tucker. 5 on the shot clock. Trying to cash in. Not that time. Beal guarded by Nene. Jumper's good.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Carter Williams with it up top. 10-4 is the score. That misses with 2 seconds to go. That'll do it for the first quarter. Wizards have the lead. On to the second quarter. Neither team sees control in the first. Some interesting things, though, certainly on display.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Front court, it's Wall. Up 6. Short jumper stays out. to Paul. Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Green matched up with Nene. Porter. And the rebound taken down by Houston. Harden into the front court. Down 3. 4-3. Not going down here. Wizards with the basketball. Wall picked up by Paul. Probing the defense. Harden in possession. They're down 3. Gordon guarded by Green. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down off the step back.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
Wall matched up with Capella. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock to Wall. Short jumper won't fall.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Good look that time, but off the mark. Gordon with it. Down by 1. Lets it fly from long range. He was all over him. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. That pass stolen by the Wizards.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
And scores on the step back.
From somebody who loved to score a lot himself. Defensively, if you are guarding me in a parallel position, I can have whatever I want when I want. You have to force this guy to go one direction, make him go towards his weak hand, and then contest that shot.
Nominations can be submitted on our team website.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Number 17, DJ Tucker.
Harden. Gordon up against Porter. Deep right corner. Shot won't go. To Wall. Green against Clint Capella. To Wall. Over to the right side. Porter. Slams it down. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Harden with the basketball. Under a minute to go before halftime. for three. And James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Wall to Porter. Wall goes to the right side. To Wall. Driving right to the basket. Has a look. Not today.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's the player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
Paul against the five-time All-Star. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Shot clock to 4 for Houston.
3 points. The assist from number 10.
They'll let one fly from half court. So a tight one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Rockets will start the second half with a narrow lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible, and if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. The Wizards aren't down by too much at the half, and they've been showing off some excellent shooting, and it's ultimately a chance they can finish with a victory. These are the guys getting buckets for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Steals.
Some very aggressive defense has allowed both teams to rack up a lot of steals. Ball security will be the key in the upcoming half, especially for the weakest dribblers. You know who you are.
Player of the half.
James Harden was all over the boards in the first half. You've got to appreciate his determination when shots go up.
Who was cold?
John Wall laid enough bricks to earn a job in construction. He's been able to get shots up, but more often than not, they just haven't been dropping for him. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Here's Harden with the rock. To P.J. Tucker. Wall into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. Oh, emphatic slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Paul across the timeline. He'll run the offense.
I got him. Here we go.
Into the front court comes Wall. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Doesn't get the bounce. The follow won't go either. Tucker defended by Trevor Ariza. Yes, foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Markieff Morris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. The free throw, good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4. Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. Paul to Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. To Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. 3 for 6 now. Jay, he's played for a number of teams in the Western Conference, no less. What do you make of Paul and his willingness to embrace a challenge?
Well, for the first 12 years of his career, he was ball dominant. The ball was forced to be in his hands every possession because nobody else, other than CP3, could make a play. Now there's a shared responsibility with the playmaking skills, and that only allows him to play looser, to play freer, to play more like he played in college, hunting his own shot and thinking pass second, score first.
Paul with it up top. His group now down 2. To P.J. Tucker. Paul up against John Wall. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Washington basketball. Wall to Beal. Nothing going here on that drive. Beal matched up with Paul. To Wall. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. Fast pace. Mike D'Antoni giving his guys a breather. Paul into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Tucker to Paul. Rockets with 4 to shoot. It's Paul for 2. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Chris Paul trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Paul's free throw, good. A three-point play as the Rockets add to their lead. It's Washington with the basketball to Beal. Surveys the floor. Beal. Bradley Beal. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Paul. Trevor Ariza sizing up Eric Gordon. To Beal. Fires the 3. No, Bradley Beal. Not much more the defense could have done. Hits a contested 3.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Paul. Gordon picked up by Ariza. Here's the step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Wizards have it. To Beal. Screen coming. Bradley Beal. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. To P.J. Tucker. Paul. To Carter Williams. To Paul. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Oh, a whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Porter can't connect, and the Rockets have the rebound. Now a steal by Washington. The pass set it all up. Long heave from 3/4 court. That ends the third quarter. The Wizards out in front. The Wizards in control of the basketball as we start the fourth, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Nothing going here on that drive. Beal had made his first couple, but he misses there. Tucker to Capella. Turns and slams it down. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
To Beal. Baseline drive. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
He's very similar to Andre Iguodala, but not the young AI. I'm talking about the one that's playing now, but younger with a fresher body. So disruptive because he can play passing lanes and with that long wingspan can get steals. But he is best set up in transition. He's so dynamic at attacking the rim, and his playmaking ability should go extremely well alongside John Wall, Kelly Oubre, Bradley Beal, and Otto Porter.
Harden. He engulfed him that time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Beal. Wall picked up by Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. There it is, John Wall. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Harden picked up by Bryant. Has a chance. The screen sets him up for two.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
Beal knocks it down from mid-range.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Houston with the basketball. Paul to Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden to Paul. Short jumper won't go down.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Harden. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 21, Dwight Howard.
Wizards at the controls. Wall to Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Paul up against John Wall. Rockets have it. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Paul to P.J. Tucker from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
It's Harden to pull down the rebound. Tucker defended by Trevor Ariza. Paul. To Harden. Here's a chance from long range. And James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Wall. Jumper's good.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Now Paul with the basketball. His guys down 3. Harden to Paul. Beyond the arc for 3. Textbook. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Now we get a whistle. They'll wrap him up with the intentional foul, and a little over 20 seconds left to play.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
First one, count it. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Paul into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Harden buries it.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Now the Rockets will use a timeout. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a 3.
Consider luxury box for your next group event. Availability is limited, so you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. The Wizards are the winners as they win this one by 3. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Wizards finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. When you're able to get steals like they did here today, it greatly improves your chances of winning. Check out the leading scores for the Washington Wizards. The Rockets must be devastated after such a close loss. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets.
Game prep. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Bradley Beal gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.